Check. No one likes us, we don't care. Hit the logo on the cap, midnight green on the brim. Pro fan talk, every take in the gym. From the link to the league, I'm connected to the spin. Breaking news, breaking plays where you really want to tap in. Philly on my tongue when I'm calling out a route. Pull a clip, roll a tape, then we talk it out. All 22 on my mind, see the motion pre-snap. I'm in the lab with the facts, you just scrolling through the app. Dealing with the read, I'm explaining what you missed. Why the safety bail late, why the cornerback blitz. From the pass rush twist to the red zone slant. Coach Marcus on the mic with the real fan chant. Pro fan talk, hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score room. Pro fan talk, where the real ones call. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. From the draft room rumors to that waiver wire heat. Trade buzz humming like the crowd on Broad Street. Sunday to Monday, I'm recapping every snap. Tuesday got the bald Eagles, filling in the gaps. Eagles on the header, but the scope league wide. How we making deals for the vets on the slide. Quarterback drama, I'ma sort that pile. Coach on the podium, read between the lines. I'm talking rivalries, upsets, underdogs rise, overtime classics, blown calls, bad drives. Jack going crazy when the topic get wild. So we keep it all game, keep it smart, keep it down. Pro fan talk, hit the bell, that's score. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk.
What's good, folks? Got my samurai in the middle. Let me get rid of him. What's happening? How is everybody doing on this Friday night, the start of March Madness? Can y'all hear me okay? Put a thumbs up in the chat if the sound is okay. Yeah, we live on Friday. My guy Dave Money, first out the limo. What's going on? What's good with you? Darth Panda's in the building. Carlos in the building. Rich Mariano, Philly Eagles for life. What's going on, my guy? Chris 3K, as usual. Yeah, man, we got some news today. A lot of people happy we got Marcus Epps back. I like that. I like when we signed him last year. I thought he was a good player. I thought he was a little bit too aggressive. And a couple more years later, a seasoned vet, knows what to do, but knows what not to do. I like that. So I think that was a good pickup. So got rid of Sid Brown. I kind of like Sid Brown, but Sidney Brown reminds me of what Marcus Epps was younger in his career. So same type of player, very fast, very kind of reckless. But at the end of the day, you got to stay on the field. You know what I'm saying? You can't be hurt. That's what it comes down to. Chris, yeah, I'm digging everybody on our defense, man. Everybody. We got to get a backup. Well, I guess we do with Epps. Is Epps going to be the starter, or are they going to bring Drew Makuba up? Is he healthy now? That comes into play. But for the most part, Chris, I agree with you 100%. I like our defense. I like everybody on there. We do have a couple question marks. Is Zach Bond going to have to pick up the slack? We do need another linebacker because Jahad Campbell is hurt. So what are you going to do with that? So are we going to bring in somebody? Is it time for Jeremiah Trotter Jr.? Is it time for him to step up? Because I know Jeremiah's got he's a legacy, and he's arguably he's the son of the best linebacker this town has ever seen. So he knows how to play the game. You know, Big Trot done poured into him and talked with him and just taught him the game. So are they gonna mess around and draft Josiah? It would not surprise me. I could see Jeffrey Lurie doing something like that. I could definitely see that. But um, I hated to lose N'Kobe Dean, but it is what it is. He got his bag. I'm still a fan. I will be watching. Um, but we gotta get somebody to fill that spot. We have to get somebody that can fill that spot. They have to be a heady player. They got to be a heads up player. They got to be able to get through that line of scrimmage and wreak havoc. Change some plays, change some directions, and get them quarterbacks off their spot. I don't think it's talked about enough how smart of a player N'Kobe Dean was. For everything, we quickly, very quickly, forgot about his size. I met N'Kobe Dean in person, and we are roughly the same size, and I'm 5'10". So he might be an inch or two taller in cleats and all of that type of stuff. But you talking about somebody that ain't scared of the size. He's been playing like this his whole life, you know, down in the SEC. So he knows what it takes. And he's proven he can do what it takes. So we got we got to get somebody that's going to fill up that production, that's going to replace that production. A lot of people were kind of debating, is this a rebuild? Is this a no, this is a reload. We're not rebuilding. We got to reload. We lost some guys, and that's what happens when you get guys on your squad that ball out. They get bigger contracts elsewhere. That is the nature of the beast. That is how the sausage is made. Can't do nothing about that. But replace them. You got to reload at that position. And for the most part, I think we have done that on defense. We still got a couple of X factors, um, unknown variables. Unknown variables. What's going to happen? Because Trot Jr. is going to get more snaps. Jahad Campbell, if he comes back healthy, I don't see why he shouldn't be. He's going to get more snaps. So um, I don't understand, um, or I don't know what Howie's plan is as far as replacement and getting other people. But we shall see. We shall see. Um, but we got some unknown variables on defense, but nothing that we can't handle. Nothing that Howie can't take care of. So, Grenard, listen, everybody's an option, bro. Everybody's an option at this point because all of this, our whole train of thought is going to change the closer we get to the NFL draft. All that's going to change. Once the draft happens, we'll know without a shadow of a doubt what's going to happen when we have whether we not we're keeping AJ Brown, because I believe that that is going to be the first order of business. That'll happen before we even sign all of the players. They're going to figure out what they want to do with AJ Brown, and not for nothing, by then I think AJ Brown will have a good sense of if he really wants to stay or not. I know there's a lot of stuff coming out. Everybody's posting like old stuff. And I'm like, is that coming from AJ's camp? Like, he posted the video talking about the Patriots and everybody crashing out about that. And I'm like, didn't he do that like at the Super Bowl or something? I'm like, that was old. So did he repost it or did somebody else post it and just, add to the narrative? It's hard to tell with all this white noise going on. So all I'm saying is whether he is or he isn't, we're gonna get a decision after the draft. And really after June 1st. Now, how soon after that? I don't know. I gotta look at the schedule. I don't know when does camp start? When does camp start? I know they're gonna have, they had a rookie camp and all that kind of stuff, but when does camp start in earnest? Because you got that much time. And heck, this could even go on until the end of camp. So right before the season starts. I don't think it will, but it possibly could. So um, he got some decisions to make, but I guess the point I was trying to make is by that time, um, AJ Brown will know if he can deal with Sean Mannion. They'll have a little bit more understanding of what exactly Mannion is trying to do, and he got to make a decision on if he wants to be a part of it. So, you know, it's gonna happen like that. So everybody's an option. Everybody's an option. So linebacker room is the least of your concerns. Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. But like I said, unknown variables. Is Zach Bond? Is he gonna be the green dot now? Like I don't understand how that works. So, but I got faith in Vic Fangio. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. So Chris said AJ Brown ain't going nowhere. So it's all good. You talked to him the other day. So so we'll see. Yeah, I mean it's gonna play itself out one way or the other. And you know what? Um, I learned a lot saying that Jeff Stoutland was untouchable, and guess what? He pieced out. So anything can happen. Nobody's untouchable. Um, and yes, AJ Brown could get traded because everybody's leaning into the noise. That's why, it would not be out of the ordinary. And this is just my opinion. It would not be out of the ordinary if AJ Brown was trolling everybody. Because I think AJ Brown has such disdain. I think AJ Brown loves Philadelphia, but he has such disdain for sports talk radio in this town. It would not surprise me in the least bit if he was just trolling everybody and he ain't going nowhere. I really, really hope that is true. And the sports talk radio would be pissed, and I would love it. I would absolutely love it if he was just trolling everybody. Come camp, he showed up. First game of the regular season, he showed up, played in the preseason games, all of that, and just made everybody just look stupid. I would love to see that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, um, well, I mean, we gonna find out though. We gonna find out. So, um, yeah, AJ or no AJ, we gonna be fine. I agree with that. I agree with that. So, um, yeah, I know he was a green dot, but I mean playing in the middle. That's what I should have said. Playing in the middle. So, like, I don't know. You can move him around with the scheme. He's got range like that. He's good. He's better at outside, but we're gonna have to get somebody for the middle. Fangio trying to retire scares you? Not me, because I know Clint Hurt is in the wings. Now, if Clint Hurt doesn't get the job, to me, then I worry because just from what I've seen, he's the guy I would want to take the baton from Vic Fangio. So I don't know if that's how they want to work it out. I don't know how far along Vic Fangio is from walking away. I do not know. But I know coaches are like players in regards to they don't want to leave. They don't want to make their last year in the league a bad one. They don't want to do that. So who knows? Who knows? It's gonna play itself out. We already know. Um, Dallas Goddard. Dallas Goddard is a real one. Glad he came back. What he did and didn't do showed a lot of respect. Rare air. There's been a couple of people that chose the culture. You know, I think BG could have had the opportunity to go somewhere else. He chose the culture. He could have got it back somewhere else. Um, Not for nothing, Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat delayed his departure for a year and got his bag and a ring, and he might be coming back. So there's a couple of guys that do it like that, and you're right. It is rare air. It is rare air. But funny that you mentioned Dallas. We got to figure out what we got to do at tight end because I love Dallas, but Dallas is not a good blocker, not at all. So we'll see what's going to happen. Um, yeah, I really truly hope that is the route that they go. I hope that's what they do. I really do. I hope that that's gonna be. I don't. I'm sure they gotta satisfy some of the rules that the NFL has about interviewing coaches, but I hope they just pass the baton to Clint Hurt and say, "Hey, it's on you, bro." And I hope he stays because I've heard things where they're saying Clint Hurt has got head coach aspirations. I don't know that, but I hear nothing but good things about him. I I want to see him get the baton and roll with it. So that way we keep everything in house, everything is good, and we can keep it moving. We don't have to get to know everybody again. We don't have to find another voice that we got to get used to. You got somebody that's been in the house. His voice is familiar. He knows how to coach the men that he already has. That's the most important thing. You don't have to learn somebody's personality. Most people don't think about it like that. When it comes to a locker room, think about think about how you react to and how you deal with the people in your job. It's the same thing in the NFL locker room. It's the same thing. There's somebody on your job right now that you just don't get along with, and you can't pinpoint why. You just we just don't vibe. We just out of something about them I don't like. Everybody's got that. Everybody's got that. But it is like you can't verbalize. Well, why not? How come you don't like them? How come? And you can't just something about it, and it's just hard to. That's what you have to deal with every time you get a new coach in. Same thing with Sean Mannion. Everybody's got to get used to his voice. You got to get used to his cadence. You got to get used to the way he walks, what he expects, how he breaks down film, how he talks to you in the classroom. All of that kind of stuff is just getting used to a new voice. It's like getting used to a new teacher. You get a new teacher in school, you might not like that teacher. They whatever they do, it might not reach you. It's the same way with coaches. Coaches ain't nothing but teachers. And sometimes some teachers, for whatever reason, you seem to learn better with that particular person. So you got to answer those questions. And I know it's a business and you got to figure it out. And that is absolutely true. But there's something to be said when you have a coach, for whatever reason, can vibe. Some coaches come in there and it's fire and brimstone, and they figure out a way to make it work. Old school coaches are like that. I was in Camp Coughlin down in Jacksonville that first year, so I know what that looks like. Tom Coughlin was nuts. Not that he didn't know what he was doing, but he was so hard nosed and driving everybody too hard. And it, when it gets to the point where you got veterans like, "Hey, I'm too old for this. I come out here to play. You don't need to see what I can do in practice." That's the attitude of a lot of times. I don't need to go at practice like I'm a first or second year in the league. I'm a 8, 9, 10 year veteran. What do I have to prove to you? But he was like, man, he was bringing the hammer down, and a lot of guys, a lot of veterans did not like it. It didn't it didn't change until he got to New York, and New York was like, oh no, we ain't doing this. I think um I think Strahan told a story where everybody was looking at Strahan because Strahan was the captain, and he was like, "Everybody out of here, everybody out!" Like they walked out of practice. I think that was the story. And then they had a conversation with the coach, and it was like, "Bro, you got to change this. We can't. This ain't gonna work." And that's when he changed. And I believe it was either that year or the year after where he won the Super Bowl. So he had to go through that long journey to figure out what's the best way to relate to other players. But it paid off for him. He got the ring. So um only outside DC, I see how we going. Jim Schwartz. I wouldn't mind seeing Jim Schwartz come back. Absolutely, I wouldn't mind that. O line is good. Just had an injury prone. Yeah, Panda. That's something that we got to get a hold of quickly. Our offensive line has to be healthy. I don't want to say block better because it was a shit show last year because everybody was injured. So um, we have to be better on the offensive line. I know Dickerson's going to be back. Jurgens is going to be back. Lane Johnson's going to be back. Mailata. Um, my concerns are the big three right there: Dickerson, Jurgens, Lane Johnson, because they had problems staying on the field last year, and it affected us. So if our offensive line can stay healthy and just block to be at an adequate average pace, we'll be better than we were last year. Just from that change alone, just from being able to control the line of scrimmage, we have to be able to do that. There's no getting around that. So, so we'll see what they're gonna do, man. We'll see what they're gonna do. It's a lot of fun watching this, how this thing is playing itself out. Um, and we have not a lot of time to the draft. We are not far out. We are. Let me see. NFL draft. I know I looked this up before. It's April 23rd and 25th. So literally, we are 5 days in the month, 3 days in a month before the start. So we're getting there. Yeah, Panda, this is the time. Now you start figuring out who you want. This is the time we start figuring that out, going on visits and all that subterfuge and all of them fake outs and all of that type of stuff. But this is where you get the list and you look at the all of the websites and mock drafts and stuff. I haven't even done a mock draft yet, but it's about time I start getting into that line of thinking. Got to start watching tape. Got to start watching some of these kids. It's hard to watch some of this stuff on YouTube. Um, hard to watch some of this stuff on YouTube because YouTube has a tendency, especially when it's like college, they tend to show highlights. They don't necessarily show good game film. There's a difference. I don't always want to see you beasting on folks. I don't always, if you're a receiver, I don't want to see 10 minutes of you running by DBs. What happens when a DB challenges you? Because everybody in the NFL is good, and they're not going to be like the guys you was running against. So you gotta you want to look at film and see somebody going up against somebody that's equal talent. It don't always work out that way, but ultimately that's what you're looking for. I don't want to see you with 3 touchdowns against system areas of the pool. That ain't gonna help. So um yeah, we gonna do I'll do a live mock. I'll definitely do a live mock for sure. For sure. I'll definitely do a live mock. I gotta get my guy Ian Cummings on here first. Ian Cummings. I need to reach out to Ian too. Ian Cummings is a draft analysis expert. Ian Cummings is one of those guys. You ask him anything about any player, and he can recall that information. That's how dialed in he is. And this is his time of the year, so I know he's busy, but I definitely want to reach out to him before this draft hits because this is his element. This is where he makes his money, and he's good. So, but yeah, I'll definitely do a mock draft and all that kind of stuff, man. It'll be fun. So, um, try to spend draft picks on offense. I don't see anything wrong with that. Where do you go first, though? Where do you go first? Because here's the weird part. So, how should I ask this? So, if we let's just say that we do trade AJ Brown, are we okay with Hollywood Brown and Darius Cooper? How do we feel this out? Have you seen enough from Hollywood Brown to be okay with what he's about to do at what 30? Hollywood Brown is 30 now, right? He's 28. So he will be by the time the season starts, he'll be 29. Are we good with Hollywood Brown as the opposite? Same age as AJ. AJ be 29 by the time the season starts. Are we okay with that? So Panda says he go safety first. Okay. What about tight end? What about a tight end? Are we looking at a tight end? That kind of goes back to what Candy McDaniel was saying about going at the offense. If we go at the offense, you know it's going to be an offensive lineman, right? Because we got to get Lane Johnson's backup. Are they going to do the same thing that Kelsey did? Kelsey handpicked Cam Jurgens. Yeah, but I'm trying to be realistic, Panda. I know Sadiq's not going to be available. I already know that. Ain't no way Sadiq. When do we pick? What is the draft order? All right. So we got um, the Raiders at number one, Jets at number two, Cardinals at number three, Tennessee's four, Giants at five, Cleveland at six, Commanders at seven, Saints at eight, Kansas City Chiefs at nine. That seems like that's too high for them. The Bengals are at 10, Miami Dolphins at 11, Cowboys at 12, Rams at 13. Got that pick from Atlanta. Baltimore Ravens are 14, Buccaneers are 15, the Jets with a pick from Indianapolis are at 16. The Detroit Lions at 17. Vikings at 18. Panthers at 19. Cowboys at 20. They got that pick from Green Bay. I think that's from the Micah Parsons deal. 21 is the Steelers. 22 is the Chargers. 23 is the Philadelphia Eagles. Cleveland Browns are 24. Got a pick from Jacksonville. The Bears are at 25. Buffalo Bills at 26. San Fran is at 27. Houston is at 28. Kansas City again with a pick from the Rams at 29. Miami Dolphins with a pick from Denver at 30. Patriots, Broncos, Seahawks, 31, 32, and 33. There you have it. So we are at 23. Do you think Howie would try to make a move to move up? Is there anybody that you can think of that we would want that badly? I don't know yet. Do we need to draft another wide receiver? With the whole, again, with the questions about AJ. I don't know. It all depends. So I think Mylata was still our best, but Steen was solid. But the injuries killed us. Injuries killed us, man. There'll be somebody that pops up. There'll be somebody that pops up. I don't know if there's a draft changer though. Like usually there's somebody in the draft that usually a quarterback or something that if he slips through the cracks, like what would happen? Like everybody thinks Mendoza is going to be the number one pick for the Raiders. What happens if just something crazy and I don't know the Panthers trade for Mendoza? Panthers trade up or crazy things that can happen. Crazy things that can happen that'll upset the apple cart. Chris, I agree. I think by not having AJ Brown as the X, usually Smitty plays at Y, but not having a comparable X means whoever's over there is just going to be a guy. And the big reason why AJ Brown was so successful and Devontae Smith was so successful was because they could work off each other. They were both good enough to where you had to make a choice, and either one of those choices was wrong. We still need that type of option production, that type of player, opposite of Devontae Smith, if AJ Brown is out of here. That's my biggest worry. Not that we can't find another receiver, is that we'll end up finding just a guy. Is Hollywood Brown still good, or is he just a guy? Because having just a guy is not going to cut it. We got to be better than that, unless Sean Mannion going to be coaching his ass off, and he going to be scheming folks open and that sort of thing. So love is still in the air. So we got to figure it out. Um, I want Brown, but I do think Smitty will give the yards. Crazy work in this new offense. Yeah, Alfredo, if we hit the ground running, that's a big if though. That's a big if, bro. Trade AJ for the Titans' fourth pick on draft night. He went out so bad. Send him back home. Draft the best wide receiver. I'm not opposed to that. I don't think anyone wants AJ gone, but if he insists on being traded, then we got to deal with the reality. See, I don't. I'm not. I'm not jumping on board the social media stuff. I can't do that because there's too many people with their hands in that pot, and it might not necessarily be coming from AJ Brown. Not to mention what I said before, it would not surprise me if come to find out he don't go nowhere, and the whole time he was just trolling the radio station. He was trolling all of media because every day they talking about the AJ Brown problem. Is he going to be traded? Are they going to keep him? They everything is revolving around AJ Brown, and I don't think it's ever been like that. So everybody's so quick to tell us what's going on and how it ain't right. What do you know? He ain't saying nothing. He ain't said a word, and I think he gonna keep it that way. So we gonna learn today. So Tiff Tiff keep repeating that mantra. AJ Brown is not getting traded. AJ Brown is not getting traded. I truly hope you're right, Tiff. I hope you are right. I do not want to see AJ Brown get traded either. We are better with him than without him. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. It's all good, man. Um, I, you know, now we got the big question marks. That's the we got the big question marks, man. Um, we just gotta figure it out. Ugh, I hate to. I think now my biggest worry with the whole AJ Brown situation is not if we trade him. It's what we get if we trade him. That's what I'm more worried about. Because the odds of us getting somebody like AJ Brown are very slim. Very slim. Even with the bar being lowered. And what I mean by that is, why can we get another receiver that gives us 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns? Sure, we can. So it's scary. It's scary because I still want our offense to be a threat. I want Jalen to be a threat to run every damn time. RPOs and quick slants and you know the bread and butter that was working. You already know. But we'll see what they're gonna do. Howie, it's on you, bro. I gotta trust you, Hal. Yeah, Chris. That is not up for debate. That is not up for debate. AJ Brown numbers are, yeah, it's more than just numbers. That's why I say I think everybody on that team loves AJ Brown. AJ Brown just has such disdain for the media, the local media, that he's like, get me the F out of here. I don't know. I don't know. I hope he's trolling. I really, really do. Hope he's trolling. So, um, he's a captain for a reason. You don't just you don't just put that C on anybody's chest, man. You don't do that. You don't do that. So we'll see what they're gonna do, man. It's 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 nerve wracking is what it is. It's nerve wracking is what it is because now we got to make up for last season. Now we got to make up for missing a prime opportunity, and we have to do everything we can to make sure that mistake doesn't happen again. How do you go about doing that? Oh, I know. Let's get a new offensive coordinator. Let's fire the best offensive line coach in the business. Oh, sure, we got answers. We've got answers. So, you didn't put the Caitlin Clark reference in there, bro. Put the Caitlin Clark reference in there. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Now that they got the new CBA deal. All right, I don't want to talk hoops. I want to. I don't want to cross the streams tonight. I got a 6 a.m. live stream that I have to do this morning because my nephew's playing in the Mongolian Basketball League, the NBL. He's in the championship game. Randy Bell. He's been to Indonesia twice. He's been to Puerto Rico. He's been doing his thing, living his dream overseas, and I couldn't be happier for him. So, but I'll be doing that at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across the bathroom floor. Y'all know who that is? Y'all know who that is? Y'all too young for that. Y'all too young for that. So I didn't see that. He was on Speakeasy, or he commented on Speakeasy. You know what? Speakeasy. Everybody is quickly turning on Acho. They tired of Acho and his Acho. And this is my opinion. Acho is somebody that talks down on you. He wants to let you know that he knows more than you. So he's got that, and I don't know if he's trying to do that on purpose, but that's the vibe I get. Like I know what I'm talking about, and you don't, because he's got that what I call a Wile E. Coyote dialect. Remember the Coyote cartoons, the Roadrunner cartoons, when Wile E. Coyote was trying to fight him or try to catch him, catch the Roadrunner, and he always give you that business card that said Wile E. Coyote Super Genius. that that's what Acho reminds me of. Always trying to give you a card, always trying to remind you that he's a super smart individual. And it's like sometimes, dude, like you don't know what you're talking about. You guessing like everybody else guessing. You guessing like everybody else guessing. But I digress. So I think whatever's going on between Jalen and AJ Brown, that eventually is gonna come out. Somebody gonna do a 30 for 30, or maybe somebody gonna write a book. I don't know. Because it was with him, it was good until it wasn't. You know what I mean? So ain't no telling. Yeah, put a link in the chat. Definitely put a link in the chat, man. I want to see that too. Let me grab a snack real quick. Let me put my sparkling down. I've, be, I've become absolutely addicted to these pistachios. So, yo, pistachios, yo, pistachio people. Um, you want to sponsor me? Hit me up. Definitely hit me up. Shoot, I don't know who is this. I don't know. Um, get cracking. I don't know what the brand is. It just says Wonderful World of Wonderful Pistachio. I don't know what the brand name is, but I can't stop eating these. Um, some people screenshot his comments while they were live streaming. Um, people getting scandalous in what they're doing. I mean, they're going to the nth degree. That McLean report, yeah, I saw that. I heard about that. Okay, hold on. I don't know if I can. Hold on. I want to see that. See if I can bring that up. And while I'm trying to do this, please smash the like, please. Please and thank you. Oh, there we go. Copy, paste, and go. All right. There we go. There we go. Um. Oh, I did see this. I did see this. I did see this. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I am scared to death. Try to play audio on this because I've been having a hell of a time trying to get this damn mixer to play audio, my microphone, the XLR mic. But hold on, I'm gonna give it a shot. He was in the chat. Oh, I see. Okay, he was in the chat. Hey man. Hey man. I know exactly how he said it. Hey man. Talk about someone else. I rock with y'all, but let it rest, fam. Okay. AJ Brown. I hope he's right. I hope somebody didn't hack his site and speaking for him. I missed this one. I saw the episode, but I didn't know that AJ Brown was in the chat. See, that's what I be saying. It is not out of the realm of possibility that he trolling everybody. And I hope that he is. I truly hope that he is. Because everybody talk like they know, they don't know. And y'all know my thoughts on AJ Brown anyway. AJ Brown is someone that has openly spoke about mental health. And people that have mental health issues, you got to let them deal with their stress how they deal with their stress, period. And I have not heard one person on the radio or anything or anybody bring that up. You should let anybody deal with things they got to deal with the way that's on them. That's their personality. I got a big thing with people. Um, Outsiders try to tell you like how to live your life. So Eagles win the Super Bowl, and somebody's like, "Well, Jalen Hurts needs to do this." No, he don't. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is why he was a Super Bowl MVP. And you want him to change. Now, it's not how you would do it. His experience with his personality and his the things that he went through worked for him that got him to this point that made him do the things that he did. If he would have did it your way, he wouldn't be the same player. I believe that. So people have a bad habit of doing that. They want you to. What were we talking about? Um. Oh, I had a conversation with somebody. My man. We were talking about Caitlin Clark because after the World Cup, the FIBA World Cup, she got MVP, and a couple of ladies on a podcast was talking about her crashing out on the refs or something like that. Now these two females was from they played for Gino RM in UConn. And they went on to just talk about what she should be doing when she's playing international basketball on the US team representing the United States. And I was like, why do people always want to tell somebody else what they should do? Because what they're doing got them to where they are. And if you change that, they're not where they are. They're not the person that you love or hate or any of that. It's somebody else. Jalen Hurts had to go through exactly what he went through. Oklahoma, Alabama benching, all of that Tua. He had to go through all of that to be what he is right now. He had to endure all of that, sticking around and watching somebody else start. Then he gets his opportunity and wins the game. Then he transfers and ends up second in the Heisman. He had to go through exactly what he went through to get where he is right now. And everybody's like, well, he should do this. He needs to do that. Why? His journey was specific for him, and it got the best out of him. Everybody tries to do that. And I don't understand that. And I think it's more because everybody wants somebody that is successful to do it their way so they can say it, yeah, I did it like that too. They want to be able to co-sign on somebody else's moment. And it's like you can't do that. I used to get in not arguments, but I would get in conversations with people. And I think I've told this story before. When I first stopped, when I stopped playing football, the first couple years was rough. I wish my only regret when I stopped playing football, I wish I would have immediately started coaching football. Immediately. Whether it was little league, high school, whether I caught up to the Eagles to see if I could get on or when it was still fresh. When people still remember me from playing with the Eagles and stuff like that. But in my situation, I had such a bad taste in my mouth from the things I went through in Canada. I was like, F it. I'm not having fun. I'm not enjoying myself. It seems like I'm wasting my time. I was like, middle fingers to everything. I'm done with this. And I remember talking to my wife, and she was like, make sure you're done. Make sure it's out of your system. And that's why I say I wish I would have immediately got into coaching because I still had that itch that needed to be scratched. But I just didn't want to do it playing because I got burned by the politics and all of the nonsense too badly, and I was like, F this. They never gonna get the chance that I'm looking for. I worked my ass off, and I'm in the same boat, and it's always on somebody else's perspective. So that's the beast. That's the name of the game that we play. But my point in all this was when I would when I got into the job, beating the pavement, working the job I got a degree in, eventually somebody would find out I used to play ball, used to play with the Eagles, and blah blah blah. Then that just starts a whole nother conversation. And I've had people that were ignorant and rude and say, "Well, how much money did you make?" And I'm like, "That ain't none of your damn business." But people will automatically assume that you lost all your money, or people will riff on somebody else that's doing something. It's like, well, how did they lose all of that money? He signed for this much money, and how did he waste all of his money? And they would get into that conversation. And they would always get into, if I had that type of money, ain't no way I would do this. Ain't no way I would lose that. And I'm like, hold on now, stop it. And what I would tell them is stop putting your current lifestyle to somebody's making seven figures. It doesn't equate, because you current lifestyle. If suddenly you was making 800,000 a year, 1,500,000 a year, first of all, you wouldn't still be driving that Honda Accord. You wouldn't still be driving the hatchback. You wouldn't be sharing the SUV with the wife. You would do it something totally different. You would have that Charger. You would have that Hellcat. You would have the new Corvette or Camaro or whatever it is that you wanted, because you could. You would buy all your kids the cars. And your whole life, the whole way you operate would change. And it would piss me off sometimes, and people would get into that, like, this is what I would do if I had that. And it's like, no, you wouldn't, because you would act differently. You would have access to different circles. So people try to say they would, but they wouldn't. You'd be around people that wouldn't let you do it. If your wife wants something to eat, maybe you can go to Ruth Chris. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going to Five Guys or whatever. You get what I'm saying. But people always want to put their life on what somebody else's success looks like, so they can say that that's what I did. I did that too. And it's like, well, no, you didn't. They did it. So, you know, that rant went a little bit longer than I expected, but you get my point. You get my point. But people do it all the time, man. People do it all the time. So I want AJ Brown to do exactly what he wants to do. If it's not here in Philadelphia, then it's not here in Philadelphia. Point, period, in the paragraph. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I think it's really cool. Number one, that he's listening, and number two, that he called him out on it. So I thought that was cool. Let him know. Let him know. Because clearly they like to portray on these shows like they got the Batman hotline. Talk to somebody on the team and they're gonna get all of the dirt, all of the tea. And that's not the case. They want to make us think it's like that, but it's not always like that. And then if you, what's stopping Acho from calling somebody that he knows that lives in Philadelphia and simply saying, well, what are they talking about on WIP in 97.5? And that's where he forms his opinion from. Not somebody that has inside information. And not for nothing, you think that all of the people involved with the Eagles and all of the media and stuff like that, you think they don't know what they're talking about? You think they don't have somebody that listens to all of this stuff who's spreading false information? All of that kind of stuff. You guys have heard my thoughts on who sources is. Everybody's got sources. Sources are either close to the information, close to the player, close to the team, on the side. Everybody got sources. And I said this before, and I will say it again. If you've been on a football team, basketball team, baseball team, anybody's team, you know this to be true. If you are on a team and you find out somebody on your team is snitching, what? Nah. Maybe that's an old school state of mind, but nah. Nah. We're not having that. You're not putting out family business. Because that's what it is in the locker room, it's family. And you got somebody snitching, all right. The whole situation with Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero and all of them and all of that. There is somebody on the team that leaks information. That is their job. They try to control the information just like anybody else. Sometimes they do. You notice the last couple months, people been calling Adam Schefter on the carpet because he's been putting out stories, and then folks is like, "Oh, that seems a little suspect." You put out a story now, you putting out a fire, and absolutely that's what happened. Absolutely. And now we in a situation because of social media, because some of these cats got social media accounts that are as big or bigger than what's going on at ESPN or Fox or wherever, that you got to take them seriously. That's why all these studios can't stand Pat McAfee, because his voice is louder. His voice is louder than ESPN. His voice is louder than Fox Sports. And they can't stand it. But they can't do nothing about it. So back to AJ. Good for him. Good for him for checking him. You ain't got to be on the show, because now people give more credence to a tweet than if he would have ever said anything. I'm still trying to figure out why all of Philly was crashing out because he tweeted something. Y'all got to stop. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I need to go back and pull all the receipts from every. I need to go all the way back to the Carolina game last year, 2024 Carolina, where he made the comment about we got to work on the passing game. And from there, I need to go back and look at all the tweets and all of that type of stuff to just to get a good record of exactly what he said and what he tweeted and why was it taken like so badly. Philly was AJ Brown had Philly crashing out for real, and I didn't understand it at all. And to me, as a former player, it sounds like you got these guys on the radio trying to project on what you want them to do. And that's why I say it. I've said this a couple times, and every time I say it, I laugh at it. I need I need somebody with the Infinity Gauntlet with all the stones in it to snap them, and all of these personalities that think they know everything. I need you to snap them, and we need to go to that universe where all of them GMs, all of them are GMs of their own team, just so I can watch them fail. Because some of the shit that they say is just utterly ridiculous. And it's like you have no clue on how to run a team, what it takes, what you need to do, all of that type of stuff. It's like y'all need to stop. But again, because they got the loudest voice, because they got 18,000 on a live stream, you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. So I'm happy. Uh, I'm happy that he said something. Happy that he said something. Let him know. What was if you watched the show? I watched a little bit of it, but I don't remember seeing that. What was his response? What was Acho's response, or was it T.J. Husmanzada? What was the response that he had? And did they try to like clown him, or like what did they do with it? And yes, Howie Roseman is playing chess. Absolutely. Acho also said Jalen cost AJ the Hall of Fame. Huh? Jalen cost AJ the Hall of Fame. I don't understand that. How did Jalen cost AJ the Hall of Fame? I don't get that. I guess he's saying because um AJ, we stopped getting the ball to AJ, so he cost him the Hall of Fame. I don't. How do you say that now? When that's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. AJ Brown's numbers while he was with the Eagles are some of the best ever. So I don't understand that train of thought. And he got a Super Bowl to boot. So I don't get that. I don't know. It's just this is where we are right now with the media. We don't have media. We don't have journalists anymore. We don't have anybody journalistic integrity and all of that type of stuff. Um, we don't have it no more. We got a bunch of people online with a bunch of opinions. They don't do homework, or they leave it to somebody else to do it. The integrity of being a journalist is out the door because now it's all about who can get it up first and who can get the most clicks from it because that's how you get paid. So the whole um, I guess integral part of being a journalist and actually doing your homework and doing a little research pretty much is gone. It's not all the way gone because I make it a point about that all the time because it's very easy to tell when you watch some of these dudes. It's very easy to tell by what they say if they watched our team, if they watched the Eagles, if they studied tape, all of that type of stuff. I know Acho studies tape. I've seen his videos. I like some of his video when he breaks it down. Now, he's very guilty of just having like word diarrhea where he talks so fast because he's trying to fit everything in, and he be trying to hit you with the Wile E. Coyote, and like sometimes it's just like, dude, just like calm down, take a breath, bro. YouTube got 3 minute shorts now. You can take your time and do it a little bit longer, but when it comes to watching film, I like watching this stuff because he knows what he's talking about. However, comma, when it gets to the tabloid stuff, the TMZ type stuff, nah, you can miss me on that one. And that's for everybody. When I listen to WIP, I listen to WIP in the morning so I could John Ritchie, an ex player, and I listen to the afternoon with Ike, an ex player. That's it. I would listen to like on Saturdays every now and then with Rob Ellis because Rob Ellis, I consider him a friend. But uh, they get into the tabloid stuff because again, clickbait, clickbait. So, and we all know Acho's history and the stuff that he's gone through, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So, um, I can't hate because I'm trying to get to where he is. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but sometimes you gotta tone it down, and or at least you should. What you should do and what you do are two different things. You already know that. So, um, there's a video with the lady who is Acho's nationality. Acho is Nigerian, I believe. Um, really? I never saw that, Tiff. I never saw that. Hold on. Hold on. Some strong words. Some strong words. All right, let's see. Let's see. Um, is this it? Or did you send me the same stuff? Yeah, I think you sent me the same stuff. No, yeah, I think you sent me the same stuff. I don't know. Send me a link, Tiff, if you find it. I'd like to see that, but I mean, it's all crazy, so it's all over the place. You saw it on TikTok. I'll have to look it up. It's all good, but we still making moves. We still making moves. We before we get up out of here, let's talk about what's the name? Who did we just sign? We just signed Eagles. Let's look at Eagles. TJ, what's the name? What was the linebacker we just signed? But isn't he like 30? Sid Brown. Let me see. Atlanta. We swapped picks for Sidney Brown, which was cool. Good with that. Jalen. I saw this earlier today. Jalen Hurts, um, Tom Brady. Like it all depends on what they study. is 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 if anything, I'm hoping he's trying to figure out, or Tom Brady's trying to teach him how to really scan the defense. I heard Tom Brady at the Super Bowl last year when we were in the Super Bowl, and he was talking to Colin Cowherd, and he was telling Cowherd like he said his superpower was he could dissect the defense, and he knew what everybody else was doing before anybody else did. Like he said that was my superpower. He said I had a good arm, I couldn't run, I'm not mobile, but that was his gift. That was his thing that he could do. That he used to eat people up, and he's exactly right. Except us, we used to whoop that ass. But um, that was a good point. And some people, I hope he's trying to teach that to Jalen. Hope he's trying to teach that to Jalen. So we'll see. We shall see. You say he bought that YouTube? Shit, that's what I need to do. Buy a channel. Buy a channel with 30,000, something like that. Somebody else did that. I don't. Who else was? Somebody bought a channel. J.T. Gray, thank you. Safety. That's what I'm thinking of. What I say, linebacker? Yeah. J.T. Gray is a safety. Thank you. But it is what it is. You have to watch the flag football draft. The game is tomorrow at 4. I will try. I got a busy day tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm doing a sunrise stream. I'm streaming at 6 a.m. in the morning. My nephew plays in the Mongolian Basketball League, so I'll be doing that. Then, um, March Madness has started, so I'm gonna be watching the game. So one of the things I'll be doing this month is I'm gonna tone back some of the live stuff here, and I'll be doing more lives with Pro Fan Hoops for the tournament. So that's one of the things I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna try to catch the flag football game. Um, but this is the time of the year. This is like March Madness. So we'll see. Crazy. You see? Oh, was it like a celebrity thing? Or they were like doing the like promotion for the flag football in the Olympics and all that kind of stuff. I heard about that. I heard about that. That was the one where it looked like Gronk. It was Gronk and Devontae on the field. I saw a picture, but I didn't watch any video. So I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about. So I don't want to see shit with Logan Paul. I'm gonna be honest with you. That dude irks me to no end. So I choose to not watch him. I know he's one of the biggest influencers now. Some of his stuff when he used to do the film stuff, some of that stuff was funny, but um, I never really got into like the him and his brother doing the jokes and because they to me they came across kind of like as bullies and stuff like that, and I hated it. So I will respectfully decline on the Logan Paul stuff. I'm not even watching Gina Carano and your girls fight. What's her name? Ugh, well, I'll be losing everybody's name. Gina Carano and what's her name? Who's she fighting? Is that this weekend? Um, Lord have mercy, I can't remember nothing no more. Rousey, Ronda Rousey. Yep. I'm not even. I'm not in the least bit interested in that whatsoever. Whatsoever, man. They just, I'll watch the highlights the next day or whatever. No, thank you. So, um, it is what it is, man. So, but all right, I'm about to get up out of here because I got to get up early because I got a stream. I got to start at 6 in the morning. Good lord. Um, So yeah, if you feel like waking up at 6 and joining me on the stream, and I'm gonna be streaming this because they broadcast it on Facebook. So um, yeah, that's the chick that was in Deadpool. Yeah, she used to be a legit martial artist back in the day. So, but guess what? Um, and I like Ronda Rousey, but it's past their prime. This is a exhibition fight. This ain't got nothing. UFC is going through the same thing boxing is going through because people just burnt out of it. And old boy is notorious for not paying the fighters and stuff like that. So I'll pass. I'll definitely pass. Let somebody else. Um, yeah, y'all can pay y'all $60 for it. Not me though. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Hope you don't get no more crazy weather. And I'm sure there'll be some more news coming. It'll be some more stuff over the weekend. That's the way it goes. So y'all have a good weekend. I'm gonna get up out of here. Stay tuned this week. And as usual, if you come back next week, bring a friend. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Go Birds.
Mic check. No one likes us, we don't care. Hit the logo on the cap, midnight green on the brim. Pro fan talk, every take in the gym. From the link to the league, I'm connected to the spin. Breaking news, breaking plays where you really want to tap in. Philly on my tongue when I'm calling out a route. Pull a clip, roll a tape, then we talk it out. All 22 on my mind, see the motion pre-snap. I'm in the lab with the facts, you just scrolling through the app. Dealing with the read, I'm explaining what you missed. Why the safety bail late, why the cornerback blitz. From the pass rush twist to the red zone slang. Coach Marcus on the mic with the real fan chant. Pro fan talk, hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score room. Pro fan talk, where the real ones call. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. From the draft room rumors to that waiver wire heat. Trade buzz humming like the crowd on Broad Street. Sunday to Monday, I'm recapping every snap. Tuesday got the bald Eagles filling in the gaps. Eagles on the header, but the scope league wide. How we making deals for the vets on the slide. Quarterback drama, I'ma sort that pile. Coach on the podium, read between the lines. I'm talking rivalries, upsets, underdogs rise, overtime classics, blown calls, bad drives. Jack going crazy when the topic get wild. But we keep it all game, keep it smart, keep it down. Pro fan talk, hit the bell, that's all. Bring it